once again. This one is the second video that I'm making. This one is going to be about the grain deal that has been circulating in Western media, where they are discussing how Russia want to starve Africa, pertaining grain deal, how Russia want Africa, everything hunger, everything hardship, everything that has to do with misfortune that is everywhere on planet. The Western media will push Africa at the forefront. They will portray Africa as the suffering side. They will portray Africa as the less developed. They will portray Africa as a lot of things. So that's why I am here using Mirror African TV to elaborate a little, to tell you guys what is really happening between Russian and Ukraine trade deal. So let me start at the beginning. What really happened? Actually, when this problem of Russia and Ukraine started at the beginning, I hope my voice is coming out clear. So as this problem started at the beginning, the whole Western media started complaining about hunger and the hardship that will embrace the world, because Ukraine is one of the largest countries that export grain, to the international community. So along the line, the United Nations jumped into the matters, start negotiating that Russia should allow Ukraine to export grain using the Black Sea, which Russia said, oh, yes, of course. Russia never rejected, but Russia put a clause into that agreement. Russia says, I am the largest grain producer. Russia is the largest grain producer, while Ukraine is the second. Before, Ukraine was the largest, but Russia now overtook them because the president of Russia allocated large land to farmers, and they are now the largest grain producer. So he said, the Western nation placed a lot of sanction on us. They blocked our agricultural bank. They blocked the SWIFT account. We can't trade with the international community and receive our cash. So for Ukraine to export their grain, we will allow the Western world will remove the blockade they placed on the agricultural bank of Russia, and allow Russian grain to be exported too, so that there will be cheaper grain in the market and hunger will reduce. Very nice agreement, because if only Ukraine is sending out, it will still be expensive, because those grain are coming from one source, and Russia sending to will make the price to balance. So as the United Nations were negotiating this thing, they were portraying Africa as the hunger side. That if Russia never accept this thing, that Africans are going to die in hunger. Listen very attentively. They put Africa as the people they are fighting for in that negotiation. After negotiating and agreed, Russia said, okay, I'm going to allow Ukraine to export their grain. You have to push the European Union to remove the blockade they place on our grain, on our fertilizers, and our agricultural bank, because fertilizer is being used to farm, and we have excess grain in our stores that need to go out for sale, for people to consume. United Nations, the UN chief promised Russia that Europe are going to do that, and the European Union gave him green light that they would do it. They now signed the agreement, and Ukraine started exporting grain. Now, ask yourself, out of millions of tons of grain that was exported from Ukraine, only one ship landed in Africa. They put Africa as the hunger side, while the people that are hungry is them. But they place Africa at the front. And as this grain deal started going on, Russia allowed it to continue. I said millions of tons of grain were shipped. All of them went to European countries. All of them. Only one ship and once landed in Ethiopia. And the quality that came to Ethiopia was very bad quality grain that came to Ethiopia. It then means the one that the West rejected was turned to Africa. This thing keep on continuing, and Russia keep on pointing hand. This thing wasn't what we agreed. Russian grain was still blocked. Russian fertilizer were still blocked because Russia has a lot of depots in European seaports. They blocked everything. And Russian Agricultural Bank was still blocked. It then means they only allow Ukraine to do the business and they still block Russia. It then means breach of agreement. But Russia never jumped in to terminate what they were agreed. That is how Russia operates. They allow the agreement to expire. And they need to renegotiate the agreement to put it into force again. Now, Russia start pointing. You guys presented Africa as a hunger side that need this grain dearly. And all the whole millions of grain that was shipped out of Ukraine went to Europe. Only the lower grade that you guys rejected, one ship, was moved to Africa. It wasn't agreed. It wasn't our agreement. Nobody cares. African leaders can't even talk. The Western people are the one deciding the the whole game. And the African leaders were there like zombies. You know, now, as the grain deal expired, they need to renegotiate it again. Russia says, at the beginning, you guys made a lot of promises that you never respected. That is what they do. Look, America will sign thousands of agreements with you. If it's in their own favor, you are fucked. They will not respect it, they throw it away. You may shout, the kingdom come. And if you want to pull out of the agreement, there they will sanction you to stone age. So now, as they want to renegotiate it, Russia says it will be accepted if what we agreed is being implemented. And the West starts shouting, hey, Russia want the world to hunger to kill Africa. Russia want Africa to die in hunger. Russia is blocking the grain that's supposed to help the poverty, the hunger in Africa. Blah, blah, blah. Africa pop up again. What did Russia do? Russia called for Russia-African Summit. And in this summit, it's very, very interesting. The whole Africa is supposed to attend this summit in Russia. They have signed to it that they are coming. And if you listen to today's press from the West, they will tell you that summit was a failure because only 17 African leaders were there. The other one didn't come. Who blocked them from going? Did they willingly reject going to Russia? No. Before you come out to tell Russia that the summit they are hosting with Africa in terms of hunger is a failure because West were not involved, it's not true. Because the West were using all their embassies to pressurize all the whole countries like Nigeria. Britain give them ultimatum. America, they threaten Nigeria to block all of our assets, to block us from getting credit. In short, they threaten a lot of countries to not to attend that thing. Now, you did not tell the world via your press that you pressurized this country not to go to that event. But you came out to say that those people did not go to that event. And the same African leaders, none of them said that we wanted to go, but you threatened us to do this and do that. That's why we did not go. And Russia understands this because the embassies of the countries that the president did not attend told Russia what is going on. Sorry, these guys, due to we have too much credit with them, they want to punish us if we attend the meeting. Okay, upon they did not come, Russia still did what they want to do and what they normally do. Russia shared tons, millions of tons of fertilizer, even up to Nigeria, and grain to all over Africa, free of charge, without any strange attached to it. Now look at yourself. The West will be telling you they are giving aid to Africa. And that aid is with full of aba with if comma plus this that for you to receive their aid. Now, the foreign minister of Argentina negotiated with China to use Chinese currency to pay the debt they are owing IMF. The debt was borrowed in dollars. I'm going somewhere. I want you people to listen. That's how I do my video. I like to touch areas, for you to figure out what I mean. Argentina borrowed money from IMF in dollars. Now they can no longer pay that money back. And the finance minister of Argentina said, how can we borrow money from IMF? IMF will tell us this money is not made to repair the infrastructure of the country. This money is not made to pay government workers. This money is not made to build infrastructure. This money is not made to build companies or anything, or build new schools, or pay the teachers, or do anything. Ask yourself, what is that money made for? That comes the number one corruption. They want the leaders of the country to sign that agreement, bring that money, put it in their foreign account, and save it there, and the country will keep on flopping and suffering. The man says, why am I borrowing not to help my country to develop? Why are you then there claiming that you are giving me credit? That comes the aid they are giving to you. If you fail to follow that method they are giving you, they will punish you from various angles. Now, Argentina keep on selling everything they have to have access to dollar. And America is limiting the dollar that will enter into Argentina's hand. It means you will not get enough money to pay off your debt, and your economy is collapsing, and they are gaining because you use your resources. You will show them resources, they will be mining those resources, and you can't come out of it. Argentina were wise. They went to China, negotiate to use Chinese yuan to pay back their debt. Now China is making yuan available to Argentina, and they are now pulling themselves out of the debt trap that the West set for them. Russia is giving grain to Africa, giving fertilizer to Africa, free of charge. Even they are going to pay for the ship that will move it from their country to various countries in Africa without any strange, without anything attached to it. That is a friend. That is a friend indeed. That is somebody you will rely on. And Russia has never ever deviated from the agreement. Do you know that the steel company in Nigeria, this, what is the name? The biggest steel company in Nigeria that is not functioning. Do you know that that steel company was started, the people that built that steel company was Soviet Union? Soviet Union were the one transferring that technology to Nigeria and various African countries. And now as I'm talking to you, they are promising Nigeria to come and finish that steel company and help them to maintain it and put everything in order so that the steel company of Nigeria will start producing steel so that people that want to build home will no longer depend on important ions. Is it not a friend? How many Western nations is building manufacturing infrastructure in Africa? None. All they are building for you is credit. Give you credit that you can never use, you can never utilize for the benefit of yourself. Ask yourself, like Tinubu want to borrow money, and he told you what he's going to do with the money. That is what they told him. The money is not made to develop anything in Nigeria. And Tinubu says they are going to raise the wages of the judicial system. They are going to raise the wages of this one and that one, and there go the money. Now, how do you pay back? How many people have asked their government, all this money you are borrowing, how are we paying back? Nobody cares. And the same West that have possessed Africa for over 600 years. And if you look around your area, do you know that Britain and other Western nations possess Africa for over 600 years? That's why they were able to kill your language and impose their own. That's why in Africa you will find ancient writing like in CBD. They will tell you that when they enter Africa, your forefathers are stupid. They can't read, they can't write, they are animals. But they have what they call in CBD. If you ask Google or AI which people own in CBD, they will tell you the people that own the CBD. And that people that own the CBD, how many of them can read it? Nobody. They possess you, block you for 600 years, they kill your language, they force you to adopt their own, adopt their religion, adopt everything that your forefathers fought and rejected. Do you know the method they use? The same method they used during slavery. During slavery. So let me not go that. That one is going to be a matter for another day. But where I'm touching is that in terms of grain, Russia don't want to kill Africa. Russia don't want Africa to die in hunger. But the West are the one doing it. Do you know that the whole grain, majority of grain that is coming from Ukraine, that is going to Europe, we are using to feed animal, horse, and their cows. But Africans are dying in hunger. They utilize Africa to negotiate the business. They use Africa to negotiate everything they want to negotiate so that Russia will accept that deal. But they say that too much fertilizer we have found inside that grain and they are using it to feed their animal. They are using it to feed their animal. Even the Hungary, Poland, and some Baltic states block that grain not to enter their country because it's floating the market and the farmers in the country can no longer make gain. They press their government to block it. But they are not allowing it to go to Africa that they use to negotiate this grain something. All of you open your arm to embrace them. You watch CNN, you watch BBC. How many of you are watching Russia today in social media? None of you. They brainwash you. You say that we have channel television. Don't you know that channel television is the franchise of BBC? And the other television is owned by them. That's why everything these news are telling you is Russia is bad and the West are good. Look at yourself. What can you give account for? Somebody possess you for 600 years. Look at Africa, look at Europe. What for 600 years? And they are telling you that China want to death trap you. China want this. China came yesterday, but you have been living with us is over 600 to 700 years. You have been seizing, possessing our territory all this long. We have no skyscraper. We have no express. We have no infrastructure. We have no manufacturing. Why? Because we are the goods that they are exporting. For these 600 years, they export us as goods, slaves. They export our cocoa. Imagine Ghana. Ghana started processing their cocoa. Ghana and Burkina Faso started processing their cocoa, producing organic chocolate. Do you know what European Union did? They placed heavy tariff on that chocolate, making it fucking expensive that people cannot even afford to buy it here in Europe. Killing that business before it started in Africa. Who helped Ghana and these people to start processing their chocolate, their own cocoa to chocolate? How many Ghanaians, the Burkina Faso, have tasted chocolate before? None. But they will come, they will carry your raw materials, they will go, they will process it, they will repackage it, and they will bring it back for you, to you, and they will siphon you. It's your property. That's what they do. Now that China helped Ghana, China helped Burkina Faso, give them equipment to start processing cocoa to become chocolate. European Union says that product will never enter our territory. But they are exporting poison. Let me use the word poison. Those frozen chicken you are eating. Let me repeat again. How many of the doctors enjoying the imported food from the West has ever taken samples of it to their laboratory to taste whether it's healthy to you and your family. But you're a doctor. You only eat, enjoy it, fry it on Sunday, and relax as a big man. I pass my neighbor. That's all you know. Have you think while all of you are falling sick of diseases that are not made in Africa? Because every imported chicken, if you drink antibiotics in Africa, it won't cure you. It won't do anything because those chicken are full of antibiotics already. Yes, they use rubbish to produce those chicken, and they will ship everything to Africa as frozen food. They will produce Indomie, they will float it to African markets, and you guys are only embracing imported. And the natural organic something that they are producing in Africa are not welcome. You will see a girl of 25 years, she can't get pregnant again. They are telling you they want to reduce the population of the planet. You think that they will come and throw nuclear bomb on you. They are using poison food to incastrate you. You can no longer pregnant a woman, and the woman can no longer be a child. Due to what? Due to the food you eat. If you come into Nigeria, do you know why church is booming? Every lady that got married is in church praying that God should give him child. But if she finish from the church, she will go and eat Indomie. Go and search what Indomie does. Fibroid will grow and block every inch and corner of your tube that sperm can't even cross for you to get pregnant. And if the man is eating it, it's reducing the sperm count and even making the sperm very weak that they can't even pregnant a woman. The people that brought out this technology is Israel. When Israel accepted some black Jews from Ethiopia, they use poison food to incastrate all of them so that they will not have, in Africans to have 5 children, 6, while the white people have 1 or 2. So that the black Ethiopians will not overrun the so-called white Jews. They use food to incastrate those Ethiopians. Go and read it. It's in the open. How many of you are doing research? You love everything of the West. So my people, thank you. Like you, love it, share it, be part of the making. Subscribe if you are here for the first time. Let us use this platform to lecture our people. Thank you very much. God bless you, and bye-bye for now.